Welcome to the Joyful Leader in You channel, where we inspire you to unlock your true leadership potential. Through the Joyful Leader in You book, we delve into 8 essential steps for success in life and business. Our channel is dedicated to equipping you with the tools and mindset to become a joyful leader in all aspects of your life. Whether it's relationships, business, parenting, career, or lifestyle, we're here to guide you towards authentic leadership and a life filled with fulfillment and purpose. Join us on this transformative journey as we empower you to embrace your uniqueness and find joy in every moment.
Hi guys, happy Friday. I'm very excited today because it's Selena's birthday. Selena is my younger daughter and she is turning 4 today, and we're having a party tomorrow to celebrate for her, and it's actually her first official party because she was born through the COVID time. We always decided to just have a simple celebration, but this time, you know, she has got a lot of kinder friends, so we feel it's amazing to invite her friends and to know more people as well. And nowadays, community is so important, so we would love to show hospitality to those people. And yes, I can't wait. I hope you are doing well no matter where you are. I hope you're enjoying your Friday and also looking forward to your weekend ahead. I am. I always need that to refresh so that the next week I become more energetic to do what I need to do to have all these meetings. You may ask me, what's going on, Christy? You're wearing casual today. Yes, Friday casual day. We need a little bit relaxing time to refresh. As I mentioned, I'm always dressed up nicely every day because I always believe you get ready, you will never miss any opportunities, and that's just me. I enjoy to look good and to feel good, and I always finish exercise in the morning and then just spend 15 minutes to get myself ready. So here I am. I want to share one important topic. Before I started, I want to sing a song. Really? I'm going to sing a song? You must be very excited. Bear with me. Okay, this song is called Silence is Gold. But I'm not going to sing the whole thing. What I'm trying to do is I'm going to just sing the part that is talking about silence is gold, okay? So it sounds like 始終相信沉默是根. Very familiar for those who are from China, Hong Kong, Asia, who know the famous star Leslie Cheung. However, so sad that he passed away many, many years ago. So what he was saying is, silence is gold. And don't get me wrong, when I was younger, this word, it's so helpful for me. I always believed that silence is gold. And that's exactly what he said. I always believe that silence is gold. And when I grow up more and more, why I want to share this topic with you guys, because it just burns in my heart, and I just want to tell you guys how much I care about this message, okay? So sometimes Luke loves Leslie's songs. He always played it in the car when he was driving, and he always played this song as well. Even I think Selena and Cici, they might know how to sing in Cantonese, which is funny. When you keep repeating, they can remember everything. So you can do that to your kids. If they don't want to learn something, you just use different ways, repeat it in their mind, and subconsciously they're learning really fast. Coming back to the point, so when I was listening to the music and talking about silence is gold, I started to ask myself, is it really gold? And I started to do some researches, right? I realized that I don't agree. Silence is not always gold. Sometimes silence is actually really bad. Okay, bear with me, I'm going to explain to you, because everything has two sides. Every word, if you just quote one word and to live by it, sometimes it's very dangerous, because behind that word there's many stories. It's like in Bible. I learned Bible verses, and when I just started learning, I loved those verses. One verse sounds so powerful. Words has power, right? But I realized that back then the story is talking about something differently. So when you drive, connect all the stories together into the verses. You feel like, oh, that's what it means. So you actually misunderstood something. That's why I'm highlighting this to you guys. Be mindful when we use some words, because it might not mean what you think it means, okay? It might not mean what you think it means. It sounds weird, but that's what it means. Okay, I feel like I'm doing the rap thing. But yes, so we need to be really careful when we use some words. And coming back to the silence is gold topic. And this topic, I have done some researches, which is funny because I never really did this before. I always just heard about it and just think, oh, that sounds very powerful. I'm gonna live by it. And then I found out that's a story I need to read to you guys. I don't remember exactly, just in case, right? So it says, that's how this word comes from. Speech is silver, silence is golden. It's a proverb extolling the value of silence, not science, guys, over speech. Its modern form most likely originated in Arabic culture, where it was used as early as the 9th century. And this song, Silence is Golden, is written from the point of view a man who is secretly in love with a woman, but she is with someone else. He is watching from afar as she falls for her boyfriend's lies, while all the time he is deceiving her. What? So that's how Silence is Golden comes from. What? I couldn't believe it. I thought it's something much different, very powerful. It's talking about the whole life, how you learn life, philosophy. I was like, no way, that's where it comes from. So this is a reminder, guys, when we learn something, please don't just learn one word. We understand about things behind it, the story behind it, and that will make it more powerful. Now, the other thing I'm really caring right nowadays, I found, as you're growing older, you know more people, you hear more stories, you realize that there are so many people that they divorced, the couples, and that's sad. Like, let me tell you, do you know how many marriages are broken in general? In Australia, among adults 20 and older, 34% of women and 33% of men who've ever been married have been divorced. Oh no. Among those ages 55 to 64, that number is about 43 for both sexes. This number drops to 39 amongst adults 65 to 74 and 24% among those 75 and older. Isn't that number crazy, guys? Now, if you're looking further, right, online, the world divorce rates around the world is about 4.08 per 1,000 married persons as of May 2022. Divorce is becoming more widespread in today's society. Divorce is a major source of stress in one's life. Wow, that's a lot, guys. And I'm not a psychologist, but I can say it's 100% that most marriages are broken because of someone chose to be silent. Silent is abusive. Silent means no more connection, or you choose no more willing to make efforts for this relationship. That's my conclusion. And there are this couple, keeping this secret. I heard from many friends' stories, and one of these couples that there are even many news recently. Those couples that got married, and one of their, oh, that's terrible to say. I don't like news. I don't like spread bad news, but I'm just trying to bring this up to you guys because how serious this is. Okay, so the husband killed the wife because they fight or because of the tongue, whatever they say. There was too much anger in both of them because I can say it's because of the silence, okay? Because silence is so bad in a relationship. Effective communication is the key. Now, another story in my life as well is there's a couple, they're a bit like 60 plus, and every time when they had a fight, like, or someone, let's say the husband got offended, and he didn't say it straight away, he was just quiet. And after that, he will remain silent for up to 1 week or even 1 month. What? Terrible. And when he chose that, you know how miserable the person, especially the wife, feels? Terrible. She feels, what's wrong with him? Why does he hate me? And what's going on? And am I not good enough? Or there's so many negative thoughts that's building up in her mind. And the fortress that the silence has been built, has building up the fortress, right? That's where it causes all the big problems, the divorce, the fight, the anger. If they just, find a chance to have a very calm, uncomfortable conversation, these things already disappeared. You won't feel so heavy every single day. And for me, that's my biggest trick to why I'm feeling great, energetic every day. Because if you are angry, or if you have to think about one thing which is negative, it's gonna weigh you down so much. You got no energy left for anything good or opportunities or to light up somebody else's day because you're too heavy. And that's why my goal every day is freshing day. I'm always light each day. So coming back to this, the silence is abusive when someone chose to be silent when you're supposed to discuss or talk about it. I'm not encouraging you to talk about when you're too angry at that point, but I think you should really find a chance to talk about it. Now, the other thing I want to share here as well, business-wise, did I just mention to you I experienced many clients as well. Well, not existing ones, of course. They're already part of the network. As you know, I'm running a global logistics network. And I met some of those people, and I'm very, I love to connect with people. And that's why I spend, even though I'm so busy with many things, training staff, having meetings with internal, staff, and also with existing clients. And I need to write projects. I need to plan so many things, and also my family. There's so many things I need to take care of. But I'm very willing to spend time with people because I think people is a key for success, and I really love the connection with people, no matter it's here physically or online with someone. That's really my passion. Anyhow, coming back to what I want to share here, there are many of them. They say, okay, I really want to be part of your network. And they said, how about this, we do this and this and that. And they were so happy. They said, fine, no problem. And the next day, they just disappeared. That's what I said about that feeling, right? It was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Are you okay? You got hurt, or something happened to your family? What's going on? I hope you're fine. And you know what? It doesn't matter. If you just come back to me and say, hey, I changed my mind, it's not the right time, and that's completely fine, because we want to find the right partner as well. We don't want to get everyone on board, and that's exactly what we're doing right now. I always tell my team, don't get everyone on board, please. We need to be very selective, okay? And what happened was those people chose to be silent, and they didn't come back to you, and they just been quiet forever. Ever. Like sometimes you feel like, oh, maybe they're too busy to come back later, but they won't. And like 1 month later, 2 months later, you might check in, how you going, they're not responding, they just disappeared. They don't have the courage to have an uncomfortable conversation. An uncomfortable conversation is truly, truly important, and it's not taught at school, and that's why we should show compassion to talk about it. How are we going to do this in an effective way? And that is why I'm going to share with you my tips, and I believe they will definitely help you as well. So to have an uncomfortable conversation, firstly, it is to show that you are willing to keep this relationship. Of course, if you want to give up and say, well, I don't even want to talk to them anymore, I want to cut it completely, it's your choice, but it's actually very abusive, toxic. As I just said, the psychologists, they were saying this is not good, not healthy, and it's not healthy for the people who you're talking to, but also not healthy to yourself, because you're trying to hide and avoid things rather than face it and embrace it. And the fear is controlling you, okay? So my encouragement for all of you here today is be ready to have an uncomfortable conversation. And it costs you nothing but courage. Okay. And also, once you have this conversation, you get much, much more than you imagine. Abundance of joy, peace, forgiveness, and the courage. Fearless. Because why you worry when you talk to someone, right? So here are the tips I'm going to share. You ready? Let's get started. So the first tip I have here is starting your conversation with, hey, I have something to tell you. All right, let me make it that easier for you. So imagine I'm talking to, I have this life experience in my life as well, that there are many of the times that I had to really practice it, and I realized every time I have this hard conversation, uncomfortable one, our relationship become much better. And the same as with my husband as well. And my staff, I always have to talk to them when I see something that's not right. But I usually start with admit the good things about them and appreciate them, and then I start with the thing I want to talk about. Okay, so imagine you already connect with these people, you're great friends, or you know each other for a while, that you really feel like there's something's wrong there. You just want to talk about it, but you just don't know how, and you're worried about it's going to ruin your relationship. So here are the tips. The first step is start with, say, hey, I just want to have a very uncomfortable conversation with you. Do you have time right now? So the reason why you should say that is you're actually getting permission from the person, because when maybe they're in a midst of chaos, or they're so busy and they don't have energy to hear anything like that, it's too stressful for them. This is the first good thing. Second thing is that when you say so, they feel like, okay, you're giving me time to, like, they're ready for a tough conversation, because that actually is better, giving them time to digest before they come into this conversation. And the second point is you have to also say the reason why, right? You should say, hey, the reason why I want to talk to you, having this uncomfortable conversation, is because I really cherish our relationships. I do not want this relationship to end. In fact, I want it thriving. So that's the best second way that you can do as well. To the second thing you need to do, just let them know you cherish this relationship. That's why you really want to have this hard conversation. And that makes them feel like, okay, like I understand the purpose behind it, and it makes me feel better, and they won't feel like armed and like fight. They won't feel in that way. The third thing is very important, and that is you have to be specific. Don't use always, never. I use that most of the time when I'm angry. So when someone's angry, you say, you always do this, you always do that, and you never do this, you never done that. And that's when you're angry. It's just a normal response. So if you want to have a very nice, uncomfortable conversation, you must talk specifically about what's going on. You can say things like, hey, remember that day we went there and this and that, and you make me feel very uncomfortable because you say something like this. Specifically talking about that thing, that means you're not actually talking about that person, but you're more focused on the thing, and you want to solve that, that mystery or that thing, that for him to understand or her to understand how you feel. It doesn't mean to hurt them, right? Maybe they don't mean to hurt you as well. It's just you need to tell them specifically. Don't use never, ever, or never, what other word, always. Yeah. So the last tip is, once you express your concern and all the things, get ready for some hard time. Well, you don't expect this, oh yeah, or maybe some of them, they're not in a mood that day. So really, what? The response can be really high and big, and you feel like, oh, that's offense. That makes me feel offensed, right? So don't get offense. So you need to get ready that when they will be like, wow, really? I didn't expect that, right? So there are things that people didn't realize to hurt you, but it just happens. So we need to get ready to have that surprising response or big response, but it doesn't change that you won't get offended, because your purpose for this conversation is to let them know how you feel, and so that you can actually align for a better conversation in the future. And believe me, all my relationships in life, there's never a relationship that I never fight with anyone. I do. And it's not about big fights, say hitting, whatever. It's just like you feel upset when someone says something, but they didn't really mean to. So I had a lot of conversation like that. And in my workplace as well, I really love their staff, those people, because I really cherish everyone in my life. But sometimes what they did makes me really angry. I had to calm down and think about what's the best way to address it to them. And that's why my staff, they're really beautiful people. They're willing to communicate, because I'm always very sensitive about when something doesn't go right. I would love to have effective communication to avoid the misunderstandings. And also for my husband as well, our relationship has been, this year will be actually I don't remember, 13 or 14 years. My gosh, I don't remember exactly, but it's been a long time. But one of the key points that we have is I always want to make the uncomfortable conversation when I'm not feeling right. And he might be the one who actually doesn't think that much. It's not that he doesn't care, but male and female are very different. And that's why I'm always the one who actually has to, hey, be the proactive one. Say, hey, I need to talk to you. And then I talked about it, and then every time after that, our relationship will be upgraded and be better than ever. And I also have those relationships with my friends or my siblings, sister and cousins, or sometimes I had to be really calm and say, hey, we need to have this conversation because I really care about the relationship. And every time it turned out was great. I had the failures too. That's why I learned. And I realized when I practice more, it becomes so powerful, and I know exactly how to deal with these conversations. And this is the thing, guys. Our generations or next generations or the future generations, there's no course that's at school we can be taught about how to have these uncomfortable conversations. So we really have to embrace the courage, and we have to be acknowledged the importance to have this conversation, because if we want our world to be a better place, we need more trust. We need more, promise keeping, right? If people just keep breaking their promises and they just disappear, there's no responsibility, the relationships are going to be broken, and there's no more trust, and the world is only going to become a bad place. So I would really encourage all of you today to join me, to be the warrior, to have those hard conversations, uncomfortable conversations, and to also guide our children, our friends or people around us, to share with them that actually it's okay to have an uncomfortable conversation. So I would encourage you to forward this video to anyone who needs to hear about the message, and let's make this world a better place. God bless you.
Join our vibrant community of aspiring leaders and subscribers as we embark on a transformative journey of personal growth, leadership insights, and joyful empowerment. Hit that subscribe button now and unlock a world of inspiration, knowledge, and practical strategies to help you unleash the leader within.